This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by WBO World Cruiserweight Champion Chris Billam-Smith here in London. Chris, does it ever get old here in WBO World Champion?
No, mate, I'll be dining out on that.
Here we are, December 10th, a Sunday in Bournemouth. You'll be defending your WBO crown against Mateusz Masternak. Relieved, excited just to finally have a fight day announced and official and for something for you to work towards now?
Yeah, for sure. It's always a frustrating time. You're training away, not really knowing who, me and Shane are on the pads doing different types of pad work because you think it's going to be Lawrence and then you think it's going to be Masternak, so they're different. But yeah, nice to be set and know, now we're looking at getting sparring partners in the next few weeks that sort of, obviously sparred already, but sparring partners in the next few weeks that are a bit more similar.
Chris, just get a bit more of an understanding as to how it landed on Mateusz Masternak in the end. Obviously, a lot of people who were expecting that Lawrence Okolie rematch. Obviously, Richard's name had been mentioned as well. Here we are with Mateusz Masternak. Can you just kind of give me a little bit of a breakdown as to how the events unfolded to land on you versus Masternak?
I'm not involved in it, to be honest. I think, I have no idea what actually happened. I think obviously Lawrence has had his disappointing performances and from his point on a few shows throughout his career. So I think that might have been an issue. But I am siding to fight him again. So I know he's got, I think he's got a baby on the way, or maybe had a baby now as well. So I don't know. Maybe that played into it, but who knows. But yeah, here we are with Masternak and a hugely difficult fight.
Hugely difficult fight. Everybody's expecting fireworks when you both step between the ropes. He's only been stopped once in his career. That was 10 years ago as well. I know it's not something you'll go looking for, but a real statement you could make if you were to be able to be the second man to do so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way I fight, I'm always looking for the knockout, but if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. It's not like, okay, you either go for it or you just outbox and go for points. I just fight at a high pace and do the work I do, and if they go down and stay down, then great. If not, then win on points. But yeah, massively tough man. I think the only person to stop him was Gregory Drodds in 11 rounds, I think. So, I mean, if I did get rid of him, early, then it would be a huge statement. But not focused on how it's done or what round it is, but just focused on my own performance.
I mean, we obviously know what Masternak brings to the fight, but for yourself, is there anything he does bring which maybe you haven't come up against previously, despite being a world level fighter?
Probably the consistency to his work. Like, he's always good, always in position to throw. His feet are really, really good. I probably haven't boxed anyone with as good feet as him in terms of, like, at cruiserweights, a lot of people are a bit ponderous on their feet, a bit heavy on their feet. Or they're just bouncing on their feet, where he's got really good footwork and he puts his shots together really well. A lot of people at cruiserweight don't. A lot of people look for the one punch, whereas me and him are similar in that sense. So we both bring a similar style to it and probably both think that what we do works really well, and it's proven for him to work really well. He's beaten a few unbeaten guys recently that are 15-0 and stuff like that. Hugely experienced guy. He just does everything really, really well, and he's just so consistent with it. You know what you're going to get, and that's a hard fight. So it's just he does a lot of things really well.
Is it somewhat of a nicer feeling preparing for somebody like Masternak instead of, say, Lawrence Okolie, just because of Lawrence's style, even though you could say the former campmates line and it was an awkward fight, a big domestic British fight, but you now have somebody who will bring different challenges to what Lawrence Okolie does. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, Chris.
No, sorry. It's been an early morning for me because I had to squeeze in a session this morning before. We don't usually train till like 10 o'clock in the gym. I had to squeeze in, get there at 8:30 this morning, so I had to be up early to eat. So apologies. It's easier to, in a way, to prepare. Harder to prepare because he does so much really well. You have to prepare for so much. Whereas with Lawrence, the last fight was big backhand. Big backhand. Look to set that up. So you're only really focusing on one thing, but that thing's a lot bigger. Whereas with Mateusz, it's okay. He does this really, really well. You can't let him do that. You can't let him do this. You got to expect this when that happens, etc. So, and obviously I haven't sparred him. I haven't done hundreds of rounds of sparring with him, which makes a difference. So it's difficult, but it's nice because it's a style which you have to get up for. So for me, if it was a style that's a bit, boring or an easy fight, then off winning a world title might be more difficult to get up for. But it's a style which I know if I'm not up for it, it could be game over. Do you know what I mean? So I have to be bang up for it and put in a good performance.
Just looking towards next year, if you come through December 10th unscathed, we know you've got the Okolie rematch there. Also, Richard Riakporhe is the #1 in the WBO ranking. So with that in mind, do you know how things will unfold there? If your mandatory might get called before Okolie?
No, I have no idea. No idea. My focus is on December 10th, and then the next fight, if it's one of them two, then brilliant. It's a massive domestic fight again, and they're the ones I do love being in, and which I think I've shown throughout my career. Box a lot of domestic lads, and they're the fights. I think if you're a Brit, you want to be in big domestic dust-ups for world titles. So a huge fight, but obviously all focus on December 10th first.
Opetaia calling you out quite a bit as well. Do you feel like that might be a bit more into the future though, due to maybe crossing paths?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was calling me out because I think I heard he thought I was out of my contract. So he thought he could, we could do it now. It's a business. There's more politics to it. I saw him at the Jordan Thompson fight. I said, I've got some business to sort first, and then we can unify. And huge fight. I think you talk about the fights you just said there with this one, and then your Riakporhe Lawrence fight, whoever it is. Come through them, and he has a previous rematch in the meantime, and another fight. Then that fight's just going to build and build. And what a great fight, I think, for the fans, and yeah, just be a huge fight for the sport.
Just the final one from me, Chris. I don't want to take the limelight off of yourself because this is your event, but obviously this past weekend we saw the Tyson Fury-Ngannou fight. It's divided opinion over social media, who everybody felt won. What were your thoughts on that fight?
You just said we all saw it. We all didn't.
Did you not watch it?
I watched the undercard, and then I went to bed because the undercard was good. I mean, I comment on that. I thought Audie Adelaide, thought Audie performed well, but I've seen a few clips, but I haven't watched the whole fight, so I can't fairly comment on it.
That's fair enough, Chris. And listen, I'll leave you now to obviously enjoy the rest of your media duties. Good luck with the rest of camp, and thank you.
Cheers, Andy. Nice.